Today is Monday, Parashat Vayigash. The end of last week's Parashah, the cup of Yosef was found in the bag of Binyamin. It was all a planned sort of like strategy by Yosef to check if his brothers really were rehabilitated from the sin'ah, from all the hatred that was between them and Yosef. And the brothers are brought back to the palace of Yosef, being accused of having taken the cup of Yosef, and Yosef wants to take Binyamin as a slave. And Yehuda steps up at the beginning of the parasha and pleads on behalf of Binyamin. And not just that, he makes an offer to stay as a slave for Yosef instead of Binyamin. In a way, he's telling him he's stronger, he's more capable. And Yosef sees that what was in the past, when they actually sold him as a slave, and it was Yehuda's idea to sell Yosef as a slave. Now Yehuda puts himself on the line and offers himself instead of Binyamin. That was a proof. And all these sort of like combination of events that Yosef orchestrated was to put them to test in a way, and to atone for the fact that they sold him. And yes, Yehuda offers himself instead of Binyamin, and there was a proof that they had done teshuvah. And that's when Yosef decides to reveal that he's Yosef, because they had not recognized him until then. They hadn't seen him for many years, and he had, from being a young 17-year-old to become the viceroy of Egypt and look totally different. He was already totally as an adult, and probably with all the dress of the royal palace. So now he's about to reveal his identity to his brothers, but he's careful not to do it in public in order not to embarrass them, because obviously they would realize that all what they had done to him, and now it would be a great embarrassment. So he asks that everybody leaves that room when he's about to reveal himself to the brothers. And that was a great risk for Yosef, because they could have killed him. They could have, all the brothers were there, and Yehuda was very powerful. But he makes the step of protecting the kavod, in a sense, of his brothers, not to embarrass them in public. He has everybody leave, and then he reveals himself to them. And they were, of course, shocked. And he tells them that actually it was for a good purpose that he was sent, that they sold him to Egypt, because this is to bring life, because there's going to be more years of famine, and now he was going to be able to care for them. And he asked them to bring the father and the whole family down to Egypt. And when they come down, he's going to put them in the land of Goshen, to have them as a community. He makes sure that there is a community, that they live together, that they protect their strong Jewish identity, and they do not assimilate with the rest of the society there. But it's an important point that Yaakov does as they're on the way down to Egypt. And this is the beginning of the Galut, the first Galut that takes place before all the other Galuyot, and the Galut that we're still in right now. Yaakov sends his son Yehuda to establish a place of learning Torah, because obviously the best protection for the eternity of Am Yisrael is places of learning Torah, schools for children, Batei Midrash even for adults, of course, also a place to learn Torah, a place to do what Am Yisrael is supposed to do, to protect the identity and the eternity of Am Yisrael, because the Torah is the best insurance policy for Am Yisrael. So that's the first thing that he does, before finding what is the places where they're going to live, what type of work they're going to do, all sorts of facilities that could be in a new country that you go. No. Step number one is establish a place of learning Torah. And that teaches us a great lesson for every day and age, wherever we are. Because that was the first Galut, and Yaakov Avinu gave us the recipe for success. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.